tells me now. Let's see. Okay. Medical information. Okay, that was another video. It said medical was for another video. You know what? We can listen to it. I wonder if we listen to it, will it be any different? What if we see? My thing is, I'm not showing it. It's just me. But what if I listen to it? Okay, so y'all remember where we just left off at? Okay, listen to it. Okay, let's have to listen.
And she comes over, and we have dinner. This is the following evening. We have dinner. We're sitting there having dinner. Just as we start dinner, my phone rings. And my girlfriend answers the phone.
Hello?
All the color went out of their face. And I knew something was wrong. I'm like, what's wrong? And she's stunned. She says a collect call from Adrian. So I take the phone and I say, hello. The voice on the other side of the phone was the voice I knew all of my life from childhood. This was my friend Adrian. Mike! He called me Mike. Mike. There's only 3 or 4 people in my life that call me Mike because I hate being called that. And right off the bat, I knew his voice. It was him. Adrian. And he said, help me. Help me. You know how to help me. Adrian. And I was like, Adrian, where are you? He said, they're trying to take me inside. I ran away, help me. You gotta help me right now before they get back. Then I can hear all these voices screaming at him for being on the phone. I could hear a sound behind him that sounded like I'm only reminded of when I'm near a roaring fireplace or a barbecue pit, when you can hear the heat cut through the air, but it was magnified, and I could hear people screaming and arguing with him, and then I could hear him begin to fight. And I could hear that he was overpowered, and he kept screaming, no, let me go, no, I'm not going. Agent, where are you? And he was screaming my name. Phone just went dead. The sound dissipated, and that was it. I stood there for minutes. It's very haunting to be on the phone with a person that you can't help. And I talked it over with my girlfriend. She told me to call the operator and see if the operator could put a trace on the number. I tried that. That didn't happen. The operator told me it should be reflected on my bill if it was a collect call. When the phone bill came, I knew the date, the time, everything. There was nothing on my phone bill to reflect that telephone call. But my girlfriend Kimberly was there, I was there, and I was not hallucinating. I don't do drugs. I barely drink. This was a phone call that I received from the other side, and they made contact with me through a telephone. He kept saying that I knew how to help him. And to this day, I'm still...
Okay, that's enough, because it's like I'm afraid to go. So I figured out how to get past the copyright. Okay, keep in mind, it's been playing for a good, 4 minutes now? No copyright, because I was showing myself, and it was just the audio. So basically, it's not the same effect because you didn't get to watch it through. Because usually you're supposed to watch that one through to get the full creepy effect, but never mind. But it's still creepy. It's still creepy. Sorry, y'all. That was really just a bump. Now my channel's at stake. I don't care. I honestly don't give a shit. I don't care. But I will delete the video. I deleted the video. Return to strike. Let me see how many strikes I have. It don't tell me, but Yeah. For the ones that want to know where you can find this series, it's on Tubi, Tubi. If you want to watch this particular episode without interruptions, you just go to Celebrity Ghost Stories on Tubi, the Tubi app. It's free, and it's season 2, episode 5 with McKelty Williamson episode. It's season 2, episode 5. So it's called Celebrity Ghost Stories, season 2, episode 5. You can go and watch the first 3 seasons on Tubi. There's more seasons that's available, but it's not all on Tubi. Only 3 seasons available on there. Then you have other, like I know Aaron Carter did an episode. Marilyn Manson had an episode. Who else? Alice Cooper from I forgot the Alice Cooper. But yeah, they have that on there. So if you want to watch it without interruptions, without copyright strikes, then you just go to Tubi. Download Tubi, the app. It's free to join. You don't have to pay for anything for Tubi. And you can watch it for free just by downloading the app and make an account. You don't have to put no credit card info, nothing. You make an account and it's free. They make money off of ad revenue. So, but I really wish they'd bring that show back because I love that show. Like that show used to have me addicted. I think I've seen every single episode of Celebrity Ghost Stories. Every single episode. Now, every now and then I'll come up on an episode I haven't watched. Like I'll surprise myself like, oh, I didn't see this one. But more than likely I've seen them. I've watched the one, The Haunting with Kim Russo. I don't like hers. I like the ones where it's like the celebrities telling the story. Like I didn't like her. I've seen the one where her and Kelly Osbourne, where she walked around with Kelly Osbourne and was at a Hollywood hotel. But other than that, I just didn't like that. To me, she kind of cheapens it down. I believe that she's genuine. She just don't really do nothing for me. So to me, it's like, okay, I like where the celebrities tell the story with the creepy music and the reenactments. I don't like the whole Kim Russo version. So yeah, but well, I used to love Kelly Osbourne until I met her on the Strip, and she was just like she did not want me talking to her. She did not want me talking to her. She was like, hi. Like, get the fuck away from me, you little bitch. Get away from me. I was like, never again. Well, really, that taught me. It's not that I really hold anything against her, but what I will say is it taught me to not ever walk up to a celebrity again. I'm like, never again will I walk up to a celebrity. After Kelly Osbourne, I'm like, nope, never again. And after she's like, hi. She said hi to me, and I was like, how are you? That's being basic greetings. I wasn't trying to do small talk. I was like kind of stunned, and she walked away. She didn't even like. I said, how are you? And she just turned around and walked away. I'm like, I guess she didn't want to talk to me. But at least I got to say hi to Kelly Osbourne. So, yeah. But every time I go to Vegas, I see a celebrity every time. Like, I saw RuPaul. I saw, who else? New York, Tiffany Pollard. Saw her. I saw Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, Nicole Murphy. Who else did I see? I think I saw a Kardashian. I told y'all about that before. So, but I got to thinking, I'm like, Kelly, you need to hang on to whatever fame you got because you wouldn't have it if it wasn't for Ozzy. All right? You wouldn't have it. And one of these days, you're going to end up in a shitty relationship and you're going to have to come to me for advice. So thank you very much. And when you come to me for advice, guess what? I'm going to bring up that incident on the Vegas Strip near the Flamingo, right in front of the Flamingo. I'm going to bring that shit up. Yeah, I sat right in front of New York. Like I was in the Flamingo, and she was like a few rows behind me, and then RuPaul was there. It was I swear I knew that was a Kardashian. I think that was a Kardashian. Yeah, I sat in the same room with New York Pollard from I Love New York. Sure did. And then Kelly Osbourne, but that was just like, because I was gonna like, if I would have had a good experience with Kelly Osbourne, I probably would have walked up to more. But I was like, no, I left. I left after that. I'm like, never again will I go up to any celebrity. I remember I caught it on film. It was on my channel, and I took it down because I cringe at it. Some of y'all saw the footage of me walking up to her. So, but you know what? Here's my thing, Kelly, or any other celebrity. My thing, actually, Kelly, really. One of these days, you're going to need my services because nobody's immune. I don't care how much money you have, how much celebrity you have. Nobody's immune from a shitty relationship, and you're going to have to come to me, and I'm going to bring that shit up. All right? I put that into existence for the law of karma that she has to come to me for future services, and I have to, hi, but no, thank you. I don't want to do your reading. No, thank you. So I put that into the universe. Let that bitch need me for services at some point, and her need contact me for a shitty boyfriend or one that she's breaking up with. I put that into existence. That she comes up on YouTube Tarot, and I'm one of the ones she comes up on, and she contacts me, says, "Tyler, I need to read. This is Kelly," and I'm gonna be like, "Hi, but no, thank you." So, so yeah, that was like the biggest letdown too. Biggest letdown. I was so let down by that. When I tell you, I know every Kelly Osbourne song, every one of them from her two albums. Actually, she had three, but one was a re-release. But she had the Shut Up album and the Changes album, and I know all the songs from each album. And so when I tell you, I'm not just like a casual listener. I listen to all her shit. I had all her father's out, not all of them. I had some of her father's stuff, everything. And I'm like, never again. If I see an Osbourne in public, I will never walk up to an Osbourne ever. So how you gonna come to my country with your British ass and treat me like I'm the motherfucking intruder? Bitch, you the intruder. You and your family, take your ass back to Europe or London, bitch. Take your motherfucking silver spoon ass back to London. You in my motherfucking country. Born and raised here, ho. So I'm saying? Born and raised here, bitch. You have Ozzy's underwear? I like Ozzy. Seemed like he'd be cool to run into. I wouldn't be mad if Ozzy gave me attitude. I would expect that. What the fuck you want me to do, man? Sign what, man? I love my fans, but you're all fucking mad. I would feel honored if he cussed my ass out. Go ahead, go ahead on, Ozzy. All right, with your Black Sabbath ass. All right, go on, or former Black Sabbath ass. Go ahead. So I'd be honored if Ozzy went off. I'd be honored. But Kelly, you ain't got no reason to be uppity because you're a nepo baby. That's all you are. You're a nepo baby. Nepotism. If it wasn't for that Osborne name, your bloated ass wouldn't be known to nobody. All right. So that's the way I put it. And I was afraid to walk up to anybody else because I really wanted to. I wanted to walk up to New York. I was like, I'm not walking up to nobody else because I wanted to go find New York and talk to her. Then I wanted to talk to her, but I was like, never, because let me knock out Kelly Osbourne first, right? I never again, ever. And I was like, I actually just turned around and left. I'm like, I ain't gonna walk up to New York, nothing. I'm just gonna just leave. I'm done. I'm not gonna get turned down twice. But something tells me if I had walked up to New York, I would have had a better experience. 'Cause I've heard she's actually great in person. I've actually looked at Reddit posts about running into New York and how nice she is. Like I saw one comment where it was like, "Oh, if you run into her, she will not give you attitude. She's nice. She's not like she is on the reality TV." I feel like the ironic thing is, I bet New York would have been the nice one to walk up to. So I feel like that would have been the one to probably walk up to instead of Kelly. But I was so starstruck by Kelly, so starstruck. Okay. Reality TV personalities aren't real celebrities to me. Well, to me they are, because it's like they do something that's known by thousands and millions of people, but not really a celebrity in the traditional sense, but a celebrity in the sense that a lot of people know who New York is. Who doesn't know who New York is unless you're like, I can see if you're European, you probably won't know who New York is, but American, you'll know who New York is. Like she's a household name, or she was at one time a household name. So I don't even know why I'm still on here. We've been on here for like 3 hours, y'all. 3 hours. I do remember when Pumpkin spit in New York's face. You motherfucking whore. You put your motherfucking hands on me. Did you see that bitch fucking spit in my motherfucking face? Bitch, I will take you out. And I thought that was a funny. I watched that as it was like airing live. I watched Flavor of Love like clockwork. I think it was like every what? I think it came on every Saturday. The reason I know this, no, It may have been the weekday. I can't remember, but I remember it was like at nighttime. I remember like 8 or 9 o'clock. And I remember I remember watching this shit. I watched all 3 seasons like clockwork when they aired originally, not reruns, aired originally. Just like I did with the Chappelle show. I watched the Chappelle show religiously, right? On Comedy Central. Then I'd watch Flavor of Love on VH1, right? And when I saw that, I mean, to this day, it's still grilled in my brain. You motherfucking whore. You put your motherfucking hands on me. Did you see that bitch fucking spit in my motherfucking face? Bitch, I will take you out. See, I know the whole. Yeah, actually, it was me, my mother. I even watched Charm School. Who in here is old enough to remember Charm School, Flavor of Love Girls Charm School? I watched that religiously. I didn't watch reruns. I watched the original airing when it aired originally, no reruns. So I was always up to scoop on everything, right? These days, there's not a reality show I watch religiously at all. So, Crank Yankers. I remember Special Ed when he go, "Yay! I got an email! Yay!" I remember Crank Yankers. I used to watch that shit. And Special Ed was my favorite character when he goes, I finally got an email! Yay! Yay!" So, how many? What was that? I remember because I watched the Chappelle show religiously, and I'm old enough to remember watching it because I was a fan of Chappelle. Right? I watched the first season, first episode when he did Clayton Bigsby, and I remember thinking at the time, that's a ballsy ass move for your first ever episode for your show. You do the Clayton Bigsby Clayton Bigsby skit. And I'm like, no, the fuck he didn't. I remember what that's the first episode in the first season of the Chappelle show, right? I mean, I was like, what in the fuck? I remember watching going, that is pretty hot for TV. So, or pretty crazy for TV. So, who remembers the Clayton Bigsby episode? I do. I remember watching that. First episode of the first season, I remember that. But to me, his show got better over time, especially with the Prince skit and the Rick James skit. So, cocaine is a hell of a drug. I remember watching that dying. I didn't even know who Rick James was. Didn't know who Prince was. I know I'm black. I gotta know. Give me my black card. Go ahead and let me give you the black card. I know I'll lose my black card. I had never heard the name. Well, actually, I probably heard his name. I think I thought it was Michael Jackson. I used to get them mixed up. I think back in the day. Keep in mind, I'm born in '89. By the time I'm conscious and music starts to get in my brain, there wasn't no Prince playing at that time. And I remember watching it's like 2000, 2004. People think I'm crazy when I tell them this. I had no idea who Prince was. I just knew it was a funny skit. And I'm like, who is this guy they're making fun of? I had never heard of Rick James at all, ever. Not ever heard the word Rick James, the name Rick James at all. But I thought it was the funniest thing. So really, Dave Chappelle, I credit them with introducing me to Rick James and Prince. So, so, and yeah, I watched South Park religiously. I love South Park. I love South Park. And I remember watching it, the Rick James episode, and going, what the fuck is this? I just knew it was funny. But see, I think it would have been a lot funnier if I had known who Rick James was. See, me watching it, because I watched Chappelle's show religiously. And I feel like I wish I can go back in time, erase my brain, and know who Rick James was before watching that skit. Because it was funny before I even knew who Rick James was, right? So I'm like, damn, I wish I had known. I wish I can go back and watch it with knowing who Rick James was. So, but yeah, so that I always credit Chappelle's show for introducing me to Prince and Rick James. So, y'all think I'm lame, don't you? Tell the truth. I had somebody say, I don't believe you when you tell me. You have to realize I was born in '89. I'm not born in the early '80s and '70s when Prince was prominent. When I was, the one I only knew of, like Michael Jackson, I knew who the big hitters were. But Michael Jackson, I don't remember Prince being a hot topic at the time I'm growing up. So, and I don't remember, there was no Rick James songs out, not that I can recall, like around the time I was growing up. I don't remember Rick James at all. So, no, I was born in '89 though. See, '83, you had a little bit of time to hear about it. I didn't. So, but I remember watching these and going, it's fun. My favorite part of the Dave Chappelle skit about Rick James is when he goes, uh, uh, I'm Rick James, but well, obviously that one. What's another one? What did the five fingers say to the face? Smack. I love that part. Show me your titties. I'm Rick James, bitch. Show me your titties. I thought that was the funniest thing. And then the Prince skit, I remember it briefly. I remember the pancakes, and I remember the blouses versus the shirts. Wait, no, shirts versus blouses. I remember that part. Yes. So, but yeah, and I think you know what? And I think I have a Mandela effect about Prince. Okay, this is what. Okay, keep in mind. Okay, I think you know what the Mandela effect is when you think about something like you remember it a certain way, but it was a whole nother way. I think the reason I didn't really know of Prince, I think I may have heard of him, but I think I always overlapped or fused Michael Jackson and Prince together. Because like when I became aware of Prince, I can see me thinking, oh, that may they look to me they were so similar, even though they're nothing alike. They're just so similar, right? Light skin, black, all that, flamboyant. What do you call it? Androgynous. So I think I may have thought Prince was Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson was Prince. That's the only way I can think is why I have that. You know what I'm saying? So, because to me, if you think about it, light skin, black, uh, androgynous, really out there. Aaron Carter. I never liked Aaron Carter. I mean, rest his soul, but I never liked Aaron Carter at all. And I think the only Prince song I know is now I do know this because my mama told me. I think it was like Purple Rain. I do know that one. And then the Corvette, Red Corvette, or something like that. I think that I know that much. Celebrity Death Match. I remember that. And I think the reason I know Purple Rain because that's like the most iconic. Alexa, turn on theater lights.
Okay.
Okay. And then obviously Michael. I remember Michael being so prominent. Michael was like everything back when I was growing up. Michael was on every freaking thing. Everything. Super Bowl. Like I remember I think I know. I don't remember this. I remember watching it after years later. What else I remember? I remember the black and white video. I do remember that. I'm trying to go back in time. Oh, this is how I got introduced to Michael Jackson. This is how. Free Willy. Okay, I used to have the Free Willy VHS. If some of you remember this back in the day, this is how good my memory goes back. Remember the Free Willy VHS? And remember the song he did for the soundtrack of Free Willy? I remember when you would watch the VHS, the video to Michael Jackson would be at the end. You'd watch Free Willy, the movie, and then I think you let it fast forward. I think it may have been before the movie. I remember the video was included on the cassette to Free Willy. That's how I became aware of Michael Jackson. That was like 94, 95, I believe. I think it was like around that time. But I remember I had the VHS, the Free Willy, the first one. And I remember becoming aware of this weird looking guy. I'm like, who the hell is that? Like I remember things very detailed. People don't give me credit, but I remember stuff to the like vividly. I remember smallest little details. Like, I don't give me credit. I remember small little details. And I remember like watching Free Willy and I got introduced to Michael Jackson through the Free Willy VHS. And that's how I remember. Like for example, I got introduced to David Bowie by watching Labyrinth. I didn't know that David Bowie was a musician until literally I had watched no. I thought he was an actor first. Just like I thought, and this is another Mandela effect, not really Mandela. I thought Cher was an actress. I didn't realize Cher, because I remember watching like Cher movies growing up on VHS, right? So to me, she was always an actress. But then when I found out she was like this big music star, I'm like, oh, okay. But to me, she's always been an actress because growing up in the 90s, all you ever saw Cher doing in the 90s was movies. So I didn't find out about George Michael till years later. Like I don't remember George Michael's in the 90s. I do not remember even a mention of George Michael's. So yeah, like I remember to me, Cher, like when I think back to Cher, I think actress Cher, not now that I know some of her songs back then, not the Gypsy Tramps and Thieves. Dun, 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 dun. Like I don't know her as that Cher. I know Cher to be the actress Cher, the Mask Cher, the movie Mask, or a mermaid Cher, or a let's see, what else is she doing that? Moonstruck, I never really liked that movie. I thought it was the stupidest movie. I don't know why it got so much praise. I don't even think Moonstruck was around, but I can't remember. It's been so long. So yeah, that's how. And so yeah, I feel stupid for saying I didn't know a lot about a lot of these artists. I didn't even know who the Beatles was till years. Like I couldn't sit here and name the Beatles off to you. All I know is John Lennon. No. I do know that other one. John Lennon and McCarthy, right? Oh, Paul McCarthy. I do know that because he has that famous Christmas song. The famous Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. That's all I know. Like, as far as the other ones, I couldn't sit here and tell you who the other ones are. So I'm just letting y'all know where I'm dumb. Okay? I didn't find out about Prince until like 2003, 2004, or I can't remember, 2005, wherever that skit was. It was a Dave Chappelle skit that introduced me to Prince. And it was also where I was introduced to Rick James. And now I think they're total legends years later. So, but I had somebody tell me one time when I admitted that on live, I felt stupid. I wish I would have pretended that I knew. I wish I would have pretended. They said, well, how are you black and you ain't never, you're lying. You're lying. I swear I'm not lying. I had never heard the goddamn name of Prince or Rick James until Dave Chappelle. Never even heard. Now, I will give myself the benefit of the doubt. I may have thought that Michael Jackson and Prince were the same person in that case, that I did see the Prince and just didn't realize I was seeing Prince. And now I look at it, I'm like, I may have thought they were the same person. So that, yes, Coolio I remember because of Dangerous Minds, the movie Dangerous Minds. Whitney I knew of. Whitney was very popular when I was growing up. I remember her from The Bodyguard. I remember watching that movie, like in the 90s. So I did know about her. I know y'all think I'm just stupid or I'm lying. I promise you, did not. I had somebody literally blatantly tell me, no, you knew, you ain't black, and one said, you ain't black then, or they said also, one said, no, you got to be lying about that. Have you never heard the name of Prince? What the fuck you think that, why would I lie about such a stupid thing? So, I can't have a drink because I'm on my fast. So, Beatles, I don't ever remember hearing about the Beatles. Keep in mind, now Sade, I remember she was like a 90s staple. See, I remember people from the 90s, but I don't remember people that were like from the 70s and 80s. I don't remember. Like, who was it? Thought I was fucking stupid. I can't remember who I was talking to, but they said, you never heard the Beatles? No, they were it was somebody in person, not on here. They were quoting like Beatles stuff, right? And I said, who are the Beatles? And they looked at me like I was fucking crazy, like I was in another universe or something. Like who the Beatles? I had never heard the Beatles ever until like what, early 2000s. I think I'd heard of the Beatles. Did you watch Sister Act movies? Yes, I did. Sister Act 1 and 2. Sister Act 2 was Back in the Habit. Yes. Because if you want to be somebody and if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. I remember that, yeah. See, I do know the 90s stuff. If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Yeah, I remember that. Y'all don't know that, do you? See? Yeah, I remember Sister Act with Dolores Van Cartier. Her name, Whoopi Goldberg's name in that movie was Dolores Van Cartier. Well, thank you for thinking I had to sing somewhat decent. But yeah, Dolores Van Cartier. Yellow Submarine by the Beatles. And I think I've heard that song. I don't know. Ooh, I feel stupid. ABBA, Bee Gees. I've heard of Bee Gees. ABBA, I think I've heard of. Linda Ronstadt. She's the country artist, I believe. Yeah. Oh, who gives a shit, right? But yeah. So, I just wish I'm so lame. I am so lame. Backstreet Boys sound 10 times better than NSYNC. Even though I never liked either one of them, if I had to choose, even though I'm not a fan of the Backstreet Boys. Because everybody, I just totally thought that. Well, here we go. Everybody, yeah, rock your body, yeah. Everybody, rock your body right. Backstreet's back. How you not? Yeah, Backstreet all the way. NSYNC, no. Bye. See ya. Have a good one. So, And people, when they ask me Christina versus Britney, Christina all day and twice on Sundays. Christina can blow Britney Spears' voice out the water. Britney Spears can't sing. It's all nasal. Oh, baby, baby, I shouldn't have let you go. I mean, thank you, Sylvia. Anybody could do that. I could get some random bitch off a sidewalk and say, I got a recording studio. I want you to sing this song called Baby One More Time. Anybody can do that, right? But Christina, you can't imitate that voice. So bye, Britney Spears. See ya. Have a good one. Jodeci. That's the R&B. Ain't that the one with Cisco in it? Or is that another one? Ain't Cisco in that? I may be thinking of the wrong person then. I do remember Jodeci, but I thought his name was Cisco. Favorite song, Bad Romance. My favorite song of all time is Bad Romance because the way it was piece of fucking trash is what that song is. To me, now look, you're gonna have a different song you like better. Bad Romance is my favorite. And ask my mama, if you ask my mother, what's his favorite song of all time? Bad Romance. I give praise about Bad Romance. Bad Romance is a song, I mean, it probably ain't your favorite, but Bad Romance is probably one of the best pop songs of the early 2000s. So I'm not saying it's the best song of all time, but when I think best songs that really, Bad Romance. I mean, classic trash is what it is. I want your psycho. I want your vertigo stick. I want you in my rear window, baby. You're sick. I want your love. I want your disease. I want your everything as long as it's free. I mean, I would love the trashy songs, right? Trash that song is. Trash is what it is. And I like it. And even the video is trashy. If you watch the Lady Gaga video, The Bad Romance, it's her. She got kidnapped by these people and they're bidding her off to the nearest John. And the highest bid was $1 million. I'm like, she would think of some shit like that. Like she got kidnapped. They took her to a bathhouse. It took me years to realize what that video was trying to. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. No wonder people think I'm crazy and stupid. uh, you know that I want you, and you know that I need you, cause I'm a free bitch, baby. I used to love. I'm like random and just stupid and random, and I like it. Now, another artist that would have been probably better than Adele would have been Amy Winehouse. Like without look, Amy Winehouse ran so or Amy Amy Winehouse walked so Adele could run. All right, so to me it's like I know you're probably thinking, Ty, how dare you say that? But look, Amy Winehouse, classic, and it's not just because she died. I feel like if she would have lived, she would have been the Adele. And I'm not saying Adele wouldn't exist, but I feel like Amy Winehouse 10 times more talented than Adele is. And I know that's hard for you to hear me say that because I love Adele, but Amy Winehouse all the way. And the reason I compare those two, they went to school together, by the way, the same music school or theatrical school or whatever. But to me, Amy Winehouse was just like a classic. So let's see. But Adele's voice is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Let's see. What's that? Aaliyah. I love Aaliyah. I love Aaliyah Houghton. Aaliyah Houghton. She was if she would have lived, I don't think, I'm sorry, Beehive's gonna come after me. Aaliyah was Aaliyah, there wouldn't be no Beyonce. No. I'm sorry, there would be a Beyonce. There was a Beyonce with Aaliyah. They both coexisted. But to me, Aaliyah was the best R&B female artist. I'm sorry, I know that y'all love Beyonce. I know my mama and sister will go off on me right now. They're big Beyonce fan. Beyonce, they love Beyonce. Love Beyonce. But Aaliyah was the classic. She was the Beyonce. She was, so I'm sorry. Aaliyah was beautiful. Aaliyah was beautiful. She was talented. I thought you just saying that because she's dead. No, she was amazing. She was honestly amazing. So, but yeah, I've never been a Beyonce fan. So you can't really. I remember being pissed when Lady Gaga did a collab with Beyonce. I thought that she kind of cheapened it up. I was like, why? I remember like thinking about why are you collabing with Beyonce? Like, what, you need her stamp of approval? Why? You're good by yourself. When she did the telephone video, I'm like, no. And then she gets on the screen acting like she ain't never took no acting class. You did a whole ass movie. Literally, this is the acting in the telephone video. I'm gonna give you Beyonce line in it. You've been a very bad girl, Gaga. A very bad girl, Gaga. Now look at this. Like, go watch the video. I'm like, lady, you a whole ass billionaire, and you didn't think to take no acting classes before you did this. Like, you up on here on the telephone video, and literally she leans into the camera and goes, You've been a very bad girl, Gaga. A very bad girl, Gaga. I'm like, really? That's the best you could sum it up right there. That's the best you could sum it up like that. Like, that's the best. And I remember just feeling like I was like, there's no need. And you know what I think it is? Beyonce's camp knew that Gaga was the newest thing. Oh, let me attach myself to that because she wasn't relevant at that time. I'm pissing people off. I'm pissing people off right now. The beehives. Look, the beehives are starting to show. The beehives are starting to show out. I see them already starting to pop up and be smart. But I got like, okay, all right. Look at them, they get mad. Look at them. So, yeah. But what it is, I'm gonna tell you what it was. Beyonce's camp reached out and said, "Hey, we want to do a collab with Gaga," because they knew that she was like the biggest thing that was on the scene at the time. And so they just decided to include her because at that time, think about it, Beyonce really didn't have much really. Well, she may have had single. That was after Single Ladies when the telephone video. I think they wanted to attach for image. Like, I noticed that Beyonce always likes to try to get with the newest artist, like she did with Meg Thee Stallion and who else. And the reason these artists go along with it, like, oh, we need a stamp of approval by Beyonce. We need her on our track. No, you don't. Y'all are good by yourself. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. Look, my mama and sister love Beyonce. You can't say nothing bad about Beyonce around. Or my sister, when I used to try to talk bad about Drake, she went off. She don't like when you talk about Drake, Beyonce. So, how about that R. Kelly Gaga song? I liked it, and I wish that he wouldn't have like ruined his reputation. That was a good song. That was, that was a good song. I'm not going to just say because he was he's a horrible human being. Like the shit he does is horrible, or he did. He ain't doing it no more because he's in prison. But I'm thinking that was a really good song. A really good song, and she took it off her re-releases for her art pop album. She took that off. Like it's not on there no more. If you try to buy a new version of her album, she took the R. Kelly feature off. So, but it was a good song. And that's why the video never got released because of all the controversy around that song. The video to Do What You Want with My Body never got released. But there's clips that have popped up. There's clips that have popped up from that. Have y'all seen the clips from Lady Gaga's Do What You Want with My Body video? It has him injecting her on a gurney. She's out. She's knocked out. He injects her, like Dr. R. Kelly injects her with some stuff and it knocks her out. And then these nurses come in these skimpy nurse outfits and they start raping her with a dead lobster and putting dead lobsters on. I'm like, what the fuck? Who thought of that? Who's on crack? What producer was smoking crack when they decided to come up with that concept for that video? I'm not kidding. Go look it up. Literally, he knocks her out and he's injecting her with some stuff and he starts inspecting her vagina and all. Not kidding. Go look it up. R. Kelly. And because some of the footage got released and literally, I shit you not. And then at one point in the video, it's like nurses popping on her. She's like dead and out, and they're like lifting her arms for her. And the nurses like popping their ass on Lady Gaga, right? And then they take these dead lobsters and start like caressing her with the dead lobster. I'm like, well, who thought of that? Was somebody smoking pot? I think somebody was smoking some really good shit. And they said, let's dead lobster, let's throw in R. Kelly injecting her with some bad stuff, or whatever the case. I'm looking like a nerd right now. Let me stop. Bangers. To me, that was Miley Cyrus's best era, was Bangers. There ain't been no Miley Cyrus era that was good since. Now, I do like her new shit, even though but it ain't Bangers. I love Bangers. That was trash as fuck. Swinging naked from a wrecking ball? Are you out of your fucking mind, Miley Cyrus? And I love that you're out of your mind. Swinging naked from a wrecking ball? Licking a sledgehammer? Like trash is what that was. And I really wish she would have did a Bangers part 2. That was pure fucking trash. And I really liked it. you know? That's when she was trying to be black. I agree. She really she dipped into the whole black music thing and then tried to get out of it. No, Miley, go back to your roots. You was some wannabe black white girl. Go back to it. You can't just go. How you gonna go to the whole black era and then now you're all white again? So you're white now. What happened? So how do you go from that to the rock era she went through and all this stuff? I'm like, no, you was no. Bring back the wannabe black white girl. So way I put it. So Beyonce, I never could be into Beyonce. I can never. There's something about Beyonce that rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is. It could just be I'm just not interested. To me, the last good hit, and this one I'm about to piss the beehive off again. Y'all ready to be pissed off again? What was cringe? Did I do something cringe? What did I do? I think the last good song, other than Single Ladies, I'll give her Single Ladies, but Irreplaceable. That Irreplaceable had your grandmama singing that. Everybody's grandmama was singing, granddaddies too. To the left, to the left. Now, Single Ladies, yeah. Everybody sung Single Ladies. I'll give her that. But I didn't hear nobody going around saying, now, ladies, let's get in formation. You haters corny with that Illuminati mess. I mean, I don't remember nobody's grandmama was singing that, but I remember when Irreplaceable came out, everybody's grandmother, mother, grandfather, everybody was to the left, everything you own in a box. So, yeah. So, well, I don't remember people singing. Yeah, I guess they could have. Beautiful Liar, Shakira. Yeah, true. True. But then again, people say, Tyler, you like the Lady Gaga songs, but I think that she's lame. A lot of people think that she's lame, you know? So we all have different taste. If you was on here talking about Lady Gaga, I wouldn't care, I wouldn't care. And to me, Nicki Minaj is the best female rapper has ever existed. I don't care if you can. Lil Kim can't hold a candle. I don't care. I know Lil Kim. Notorious K.I.M. was a great album. I get it. Great. All right, but it's not Nicki Minaj level. And to me, Cardi B didn't top that. I don't know why she was threatened by Cardi B. Cardi B can never hold a candle to Nicki Minaj. Who else? Meg Thee Stallion can't. And you shouldn't compare them, but to me, Nicki Minaj is the best female rapper that pretty much that's existed. So, and Missy Elliott, I love Missy Elliott, and I like Missy Elliott, I do. So, because to me, Pink Friday was like a freaking breakthrough album. That was a good ass album. You ever heard Pink Friday by Nicki Minaj? I love the Blazing song with Kanye West. I like Did It On Him. I love that. If I had a dick, I would pull it out and piss on him. Like, I love the, what is it? Super bass. I mean, bop after fucking bop after bop. I like the Roman's Revenge. I love all that. Alicia Keys, classic. Fucking classic. Very talented. Very, very talented. Moment for Life, I remember that. Yep. How are y'all still watching me? How are y'all entertained by me talking about music and shit? You can't get me started on movie. If you get me started on movies and music, I'll never stop talking. I think y'all know that. That's why y'all try to keep me on here longer by talking about this shit. Usher, who didn't have the Confessions album? If you didn't, we're no longer friends. We're no longer friends if you didn't have the Confessions album by Usher. We can't talk no more. You don't even go here. Have a good one. All right. Have a good one. I'll see you. All right. On your iPod? Okay, got you. To me, you know what I wish Nicki Minaj would do though? I wish Nicki Minaj would release another Roman album, like where it's Roman's Return. Like, you know how she has Roman's Revenge, Roman Holiday. What about Roman's Return? Because to me, when she embodies Roman, what they say, that devil that's inside of her, I don't think it's a devil, it's an alter ego, but you know how the Illuminati people would do. She needs to have a Roman's Return. Like, name the album Roman's Return and bring Roman back. And Martha. That's if she, if anybody knows Nicki Minaj, give her that idea. Roman's Return. Well, Nicki is up there in age, but you're never too old. You like the way I talk, or I talk about things that are different. Well, I'm glad that you enjoy it. One second. I didn't like that new song. Now I will get. I ain't. What is that song called? The one with the Nina Sky backdrop, or was it Nina Sky? Who was that? I didn't like that song. Now I like the I can do all those little things and keep that up inside it. You can smack it, you can lick it, you can go down in something like that. Now I do like that one. That one was good with the Rick James backdrop. That's good. But that whole mess, well, I don't know what the hell that other thing was. That John Legend. Because we're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go. Take it slow. I cannot do that song, but that's the only John Legend song I know. Because we're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go. Take it slow. That's all I remember. I can't remember the song to save my life. That's the only John Legend song I think I've ever heard, believe it or not. So, Rocco's Modern. Daria was better than Rocco's Modern Life. Daria was a real emo bitch before emo was emo. Like Beavis and Butthead spinoff. Remember, she was in Beavis and Butthead before she got her spinoff, Daria. I love Daria because she's depressed. She was a depressed emo before emo was emo. I love Daria. She was on what? Wasn't she on Cartoon Network, I believe, or either MTV2 or something? I forget. I can't even remember. I'm just testing my memory when y'all are saying this. T-Pain. I don't even think I know a T-Pain song. That's a sad. Somebody name a T-Pain song. See if I can refresh my memory. Oh, MTV. Yeah. Dacia. Or really. Brandy Norwood. I love Brandy Norwood. Brandy Norwood, when people talk about the greats, they never bring Brandy Norwood into it. They always go straight to Beyonce or straight to Aretha or uh, Jay Z, the greats or greatest rapper. You never hear anybody say Brandy Norwood. And I thought Brandy Norwood, I love Brandy Norwood. Brandy's a fucking legend. Her brother's fucking irritating, but I really like Brandy. I'm so tired of seeing Ray J on Love and Hip Hop and all these old Zeus spinoffs. I'm tired of seeing Ray J. I'm tired of. Can somebody please tell Ray J to like go away and never like pop up on my TV screen again? So I love Brandy. Do you know what my favorite Brandy project is? You're never gonna guess it. You're never gonna guess what my favorite Brandy Norwood project is. I'll see if y'all guess it before I say it, but you ain't gonna guess it. Watch some of you actually guess it. But my favorite thing she's ever did, and I ain't gonna say it until see if anybody figures it out. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, Ray J did make Kim famous, the old Kardashian clan. I'll tell you since somebody's guessing it. I still know what you did last summer. Remember her? Remember she was in the movie with the sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer. I loved her in that. I hope they bring her back for the fucking sequel that's being released next. I think they're getting ready to film the sequel. I think Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze is signed on. But I'm like, please tell me you're bringing Brandy back for the third or for the. I think it's like the fourth entry. But please bring Brandy back. I loved her in that movie. And Brandy's actually, to me, I love her acting. I like her singing and acting probably equally. So Cinderella, she was good in that too. So was Whitney, and that good in that too. Yeah, John Legend's wife is lame. Oh, clinger on, bitch. Brandy. My favorite Brandy song would have to be Have You Ever? Have you ever lost somebody so much it makes you cry? Have you ever? That's a pretty good song. Oh, and Sitting Up in My Room. Another one. Sitting on top of the world, top of the world. That's a good one. I want to be down with you no matter nah. You probably didn't think my half white ass would know all these references, right? I love, yeah, Brandy's the shit. And remember when her and Monica were having that beef? Brandy, you outdo. I don't even know why they had a versus. Remember that Brandy versus Monica? Brandy, okay, your catalog outdoes Monica by leaps and bounds. I can probably count on a couple fingers how much Monica shit I know. Brandy outdoes Monica by leaps and bounds. So I don't even know why they did a versus. It's like, okay, Brandy, that's you. Yeah. Have a good one. See ya. So yeah, that's a good song. The Boy Is Mine. That's a good one. I think his name was Mackay Pfeiffer, the one they were fighting over in the video. Remember, he was in Soul Food and Soul Food. Oh, he was in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer with Brandy. That's right. You know, him and Brandy have worked together on two projects. He was in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and he was in The Boy Is Mine video. And I didn't realize that till recently. I'm like, wait a second, they've been in the same projects twice. So Keisha Coles versus Ashanti. I like Ashanti better though. I don't know. I only think I know one Keisha Cole song, but I know a bunch of Ashanti ones. So I know a bunch of those. Missy Elliott is a freaking legend though. Like, if you look at her, if you listen to her music, she was doing stuff that nobody else did. I don't ever remember anybody sounding like Missy Elliott or doing music like her. Like her and Timbaland really know how to make innovative music. Like her music, you always know when a Missy Elliott song comes on because it sounds different than anything else. Like, like honestly, nothing else sounds like nobody sounds like her. You know immediately, oh, that's Missy Elliott. To me, she's a legend in her own right. And I think she's very underrated if you ask me. She wasn't underrated back in the day. She had a bunch of hits. But to me, she's not mentioned. When you think of legends, people don't bring up Missy Elliott. But I think that she's honestly a big legend. So, oh really, Melba, that's neat. She was a pioneer, absolutely. Her and Timbaland really made some good ass music. I can't stand the rain. Get your freak on. I remember that. My favorite is everybody here get it out of control. Put your with Ciara and a few other ones. I don't know the other. It was Missy Elliott, Sierra, and another one. Fat Man, something I forget. I like Lose Control. That's probably my favorite song by her. Is Lose Control with Ciara. So J Lo, I don't like J Lo. I think J Lo is very manufactured. To me, J Lo wouldn't have got where she was at if she didn't run into the right people. And you could say that about anybody. But to me, J Lo is a big freaking fraud. To me, she's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Can't deny her looks. Very beautiful woman. But when it comes to originality, the woman just don't have it. She just don't. She don't. Her voice is not particularly anything special. You can hear a voice like that at a karaoke bar at 12 midnight. Or hell, any time of day at a karaoke bar, you'll hear J-Lo. You know what I'm saying? J-Lo is not anything. What got her on the scene was Selena, the movie. If it went, Selena had to walk for J-Lo to run. I honestly feel like if it wasn't for Selena, nobody would know who the J-Lo is. Who gives a fuck about her In Living Colors days? Okay, yeah, she was on In Living Color, but honestly, nobody would know who J-Lo is if it wasn't for Selena. Selena had to die, not saying had to die. So it took Selena dying for her to be able to actually be something. So I'm saying, because I guarantee you, if it wasn't for Selena, I don't think that you would even hear of J-Lo. Yeah, she may have got little small gigs here, but she wouldn't be no. Selena had to walk for J-Lo to run. And you know that's true. You want to admit it, but you know that's true. So, and my thing is, she's very manufactured. I've actually read like blogs and stuff that say she's a nightmare to work with. She's rude, disrespectful, doesn't show up to work on time. And I'm thinking, okay, you're some basic ass wannabe. And first of all, what's your Puerto Rican ass doing saying the N word and I'm real with Ja Rule? Who gave you? And for them, if there were black folks that was producing that song, why would they even let you have that? Give you the green light for that? Just because you're Puerto Rican doesn't mean, okay, there is black Puerto Ricans, Jocelyn Hernandez, I get it. But you don't look like nobody's black woman. What gave you that license? That always bothered me. I'm sorry, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree. You had no right to be saying the N-word. at all. You don't look like a black Latina. So therefore, you don't look like a Jocelyn Hernandez or a whoever, you don't. You don't. And what I'm tired of, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna disrespect a lot of people. I'm tired of I'm tired of Mexican people saying the N word like it's their word. You did. Let me explain something to you. And I'm so sick. And I live in the West Coast. All right, where this is like Latin Central, and I'm gonna go off for a second. All right, I Latin people, I'm talking about if you look like you, my thing is not no black Latin. I'm talking about ones where you know what I'm talking about. Mexican people saying the N word like they were somebody's slave back in the day. My thing is, your ancestors wasn't out on the cotton fields. Your ancestors flew here. The saying, they didn't, they weren't on nobody's cotton field. This is what bothers me when I hear, because as a half black person who doesn't say that word, you'll never hear me mutter that word. I don't say it. What makes you think yo Hispanic ass can say it? I'm sorry. Like if I don't feel comfortable saying it, what the fuck are you doing saying it? And that bothers me. That bothers me. I've heard them like Latin people use that like it's their word. Your ancestors didn't come from a cotton field. All right, your ancestors decided to come to America or decided to. You see what I'm saying? Black folks were brought here. Period. And I'm not, that's and I know you're probably being offended right now, and it may sound like it's stupid to rant about this, but that's annoying to me. I don't think that just because you're a minority doesn't give you the right to be saying the N word. I'm sorry. Like my thing is, black folks didn't choose to come here; they were brought here. All right, y'all chose to come here. All right, and that word was used towards slaves back in the day, and that wasn't used towards your minority. So what the fuck are you doing it saying it? Black folks took that word and they made it their own. You're not black. So if you looking like a whole ass Dora the Explorer, like if my thing is I ain't talking about black looking Latins. Clearly, if you have African Latin, no. I'm talking about if you look like if I don't want to see you saying the N word and you over here looking like Dora or Diego. If you looking like a whole ass Dora Diego, I don't want to hear you saying it. I don't want to see it coming from, but if you look like a Jocelyn Hernandez who's like a black Puerto Rican, that's different. But if you no, like, and I know I sound ignorant. I don't care how I sound. I don't want to hear that word coming out your mouth. If you looking like Mexican, I'm not talking about black Latin. I'm talking about if you look like you came from like my thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't say it. Period. All right. I sound so stupid right now. If you're looking like Selena Gomez or a who else or a George Lopez, if you're looking like who else? Let's think of another one. J Lo, all right, or if you're looking like I don't want to hear that word coming from your mouth. I don't. So that's the way I put it. So I'm saying I don't want to hear it coming from your mouth. Yeah, Danny Trejo, I know that. Ain't that guy from Machete? Or am I thinking of the wrong one? No, but when I say, I'm not saying like them saying like the black word, like, Negro, like I think in their language that they say words that may sound like it. No, um, I've heard Americanized Mexicans say it like they're somebody's like black person. And when I say this, I'm talking about ones I've had to like step and say, I don't want to hear you say that. I've actually had to say something. I ain't gonna say any names because they could watch. I don't want to say any names. But what the fuck is that doing to come out your mouth? Period. And for black folks to sit there and co-sign that shit, well, they get a pass. Okay, but then you know what? Let the white folks have the pass too. And when they say it, don't want to hear you complaining about it. And I got to call the black folks out too. Like, okay, you need to call these motherfuckers out when they saying it. Like saying it like it's just like it's second nature to them. Call their asses out, because I will. I've actually had to call a cousin out once. Like, I don't want to hear you say that fucking word. Well, it's okay because you don't even look like, it don't matter what I look like. I don't want to hear you motherfucking say it. Period. So, period. That's a nasty, disgusting word. I don't want to hear, and I think that honestly, black folks talking about, oh, I'll give them a pass because no, don't give them no pass because okay, don't get mad when you seen everybody say it because you're contributing to the problem. So I'm saying, I've had to call many people out, many cousins, Latin friends that I've had, thinking that no, you ain't gonna say that shit in front of me. Say it, period. Don't say that in front of me. So that's the way I put it. That's a nasty, disgusting word. I don't want to hear it. I don't say it. I don't ever say that word ever. That's a nasty, disgusting word. I don't know why I'm ranting. Why am I ranting for? I do not like tacos. You know what? I would like Spanish food if it wasn't so damn spicy. I would like it if it wasn't so damn spicy. Will I ever watch Purple Rain, the movie? I have never seen it. It used to come on VH1 a lot. I never sat and watched it. Yeah, the N word, that nasty word. That nasty word. Nasty. I have never liked spicy food. That's why Mexican foods is never on my itinerary. I'm like, I can't because I do love Mexican foods that are not spicy, but majority of the time, like I've eaten like legit Mexican restaurants and that shit's spicy as hell. Like I've tried salsa. I love the taste of salsa. It's just the one that gets to that spicy taste. I'm like, ah. Like I love like my favorite type of salsa is apple salsa. I like apple salsa, country apple salsa. Um, I think I would like Mexican food more if it wasn't so damn spicy. I never liked spicy food. They just like I tried Takis once and I about fucking threw up. It was so. Here's the funny thing about Takis: they're good, but I can't stand the spice. I don't like anything that makes my mouth burn afterwards. I don't like it. So, but yeah, J Lo's a hot ass mess, and like her and Ben Affleck won't be long. You give it about a couple years, you'll hear about her leaving, or her two timing, or something like that. Watch, or him two timing one of them. She can't stay with one person, and neither can he. All right. My thing is, how you gonna come back together that many years later? That's just stupid. Like if it didn't work the first time, then what? Like how's that even work? Like hell, that's like 20 years later, y'all get back together. That makes no sense. But okay, all right. Well, best of luck to them. Best of luck. But history proves that you probably are not that compatible. But you know what? Maybe the second time's a charm. Who knows? Who knows? But like Diamond says, they already look miserable. You know, when you see them out and about, they look miserable. They look like they're forced into the marriage. It looks like an arranged marriage. That's what they look like. It looks like an arranged marriage. I think I've predicted for celebrities before. I sure have. Um, they already look miserable. They already look like they're. It's like they're like forced to be together, basically. And Adele needs to watch out that she don't have a baby by Rich Paul because he won't be around long. And keep in mind, I said that. Like if she ends up having a baby by then, he won't stick around. And I don't know why I got that. I'd already gotten that before, but I just now voicing it. Like she needs to be careful. Adele, like I picked up on something at Adele the other day when I saw a news article about her being with this rich guy, Rich Paul, whatever his name is, right? Um, she needs to be careful because he's gonna end up leaving her. So, or like, because I feel like to a degree she's more into him than he's into her. And that's what I always got off those two. And she needs to be a little bit careful. I'm not saying she'll have a baby by him, but I feel like she shouldn't try to settle down with him because eventually, yeah. But I could be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong. So she needs to be careful. But you know what? I always knew. I used to back in the day. I used to be like, Adele, we know you don't want this white dick. You know you wanted you a black dick all along. Look at Adele back in the day. Adele is one of them white women that end up with a black dick. And my thing is, I've said this before. When she married that white guy, I'm like, that's temporary. Adele, go back to the original, the black dick. You know you don't like white dick. You just did that for, like, I'm not saying she did it for looks and her parents. Adele, if you look at Adele, you can just tell Adele's one of them white chicks that's down with the brown. You can just tell. And when she married a white man, I'm like, what the hell? You a damn lie. You a damn lie. Like, and then what do you know? I remember saying this years ago when I found out about her marrying a white man. I remember saying, no, she's gonna go back to the black. Watch. And what does she do? Yeah, I wasn't on Tyler's Tarot then, so I couldn't have told you then because I wasn't on Tyler's Tarot. But I always knew she'd go back to her roots, the black. So, and to me, you can tell when you listen to Adele, you can tell she's inspired by black artists. Like, I remember listening to Adele the first time back in 2007, right? And I remember going, I thought Adele was black until I'm like, oh my God, it's a white woman. You can tell she was like influenced by them black artists of the 70s and 60s. You can just tell. Like it's so strong, like the Etta James and the like a Aretha. Like so like that's a white woman that can sing right there. But you could tell that I'm like, Adele, you owe royalties. She owes royalties to Aretha. She owes it to Gladys. She owes it to Etta James. I'm like, I mean, it's like she took all that and kind of and brought it to her own like her own style. I'm like, you owe them motherfuckers royalties. So all music's inspired by something, true. But it's like, you know, but yeah. I don't know why I'm talking so much shit tonight. I'm sure people talk shit about me. I don't care. As long as that paycheck clears, y'all can talk about me all you want. As long as you come up off that cash, you can talk about me all you want. And by you tuning into my stuff to know what's going on with me, that tells me that you paying me because you pay me. All right, with your AdSense. Every time you click on me, you're paying me. All right. That's the way I put it. you know. But to me, Lady Gaga, she owes Madonna some royalties. I will say that, I love me some Lady Gaga, but we got to give credit where it's due. She does take a lot of inspiration from Madonna, but where she differs from Madonna is Lady Gaga can sing. Madonna can't carry a tune to save her life. If you ever try to hear her sing, like I've never been a Madonna fan, hell, did I even know about Madonna? Yeah, I knew about Madonna in the 90s. I do remember hearing the name, but it's like where those two differ is that Lady Gaga, if you hear her sing raw, girl can sing. Like Madonna can't carry a tune at all. Can't carry a tune at all. And people like gave her flack for trying to be Madonna, but I go, well, if she did try to be Madonna, she sure did it better than Madonna did it. Because honestly, she did it way better. To me, when I see Lady Gaga, I don't think Madonna. But then when I hear people or I see people online comparing her to Madonna, I can see the comparisons, but I'm like, no, but she took Madonna. And if she did take from Madonna, she did it better. I put it that way. So I put it that way. Tupac. You know what? Tupac was here for a short period, but he made a big impact. People to this day still, they should have had Lady Gaga play. And you know who else Lady Gaga can play in a biopic? Brittany Murphy. I'm sorry. Look at a brunette Lady Gaga. That's Brittany fucking Murphy. I'm like, Lady Gaga could play Brittany Murphy in a biopic. Look at Brittany Murphy, right? The one that died. And look at a brunette Lady Gaga and tell me that's not somebody she could play in a biopic. I could see that. Or playing Amy Winehouse in a like I could see her playing Amy Winehouse in a biopic. Who else? That's about it. Yeah. Look at Brittany Murphy. I could see her playing like a Brittany Murphy. But how would she play the younger Brittany Murphy? Because I don't think that she could do that. But she could play like the older version of Brittany Murphy. No, she couldn't. I'm saying this wrong. Never mind. Because Brittany Murphy died kind of young. So Lady Gaga is now in her almost 40s or late mid 30s. Never mind, that wouldn't work. Okay, I call myself out on that one. Never mind. So, but I could see a young Lady Gaga playing a Brittany Murphy in a biopic. So, and I also could see her playing Amy Winehouse. Let's see, Notorious B.I.G. They made a biopic about him, didn't they? One second. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think I saw the dead body photo of Tupac. I think I've seen that. You have a good night, MK. And if you have any more predictions, email them to me, please. um, I'm about to get off for my damn self. I'm so tired. You see it. You see the Lady Gaga and Brittany Murphy comparisons. Look at a young brunette Lady Gaga and look at Brittany Murphy. That's very similar. Like very similar. I'm like, I don't know why I see that in those two. I don't know why. I could be. Maybe it's just me. I think I saw the Prince dead body photos too. Those are pretty grim. Not too grim. He's just like laying on the floor, but it's still kind of like, wow. Seeing somebody dead is like so weird, isn't it? So weird. Seeing somebody dead. You know. Tupac. I think Jada wanted Jada Pinkett Smith. Let me tell you who she was. True love is Tupac. True love is Tupac. You can see it in their chemistry back on those old videos that they released, or those old videos where where it's like him and Tupac. Sorry, Tupac and Jada Pinkett Smith. You can so see the chemistry between those two. Like you can see it. It's like so thick. And I'm like, you know what? I bet that was her one true love. I guarantee you it was. I guarantee you. If you look at the chemistry in those old videotapes of Tupac and Jada Pinkett Smith, you'll see the chemistry that was between those two. And then they try to cover it up like it's just friends. No, there was something more going on than that. So, no, you may be able to fool other people. You ain't fooling me. Like Will Smith was just somebody she settled for. Tupac was her true one. Or really, Sylvia, well, I hate to hear of your loss. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. What celebrity do y'all look like? Who is y'all celebrities look alike? I don't know why I asked that. I saw a dead truck, everybody hanging out a flip truck. Yeah, that's rough. I've seen wrecks before. I've never seen the body in the wreck ever. Thankfully, I've not. That's kind of traumatic. Like, I've always rode by wrecks, especially on road trips, but I would never see one like an actual body like hanging out or nothing like that. That'd be like devastating. So that'd be really devastating. Yeah. Related to Queen. Your mother looks like she could be related to Queen Latifah. They try to say I look like every mixed celebrity. Like, well, you do look mixed. You do. You look mulatto looking. You look like you're the same race as me, mulatto. Large Marge. I don't. I know Pee Wee Herman, but not Large Marge. I ain't never seen a doppelganger. I used to have a Okay, here's a little short story for you. Do you know back in my hometown? This is when I used to work normal jobs, right? I shit you not. There used to be every like now and then I would have people come into my job at Walgreens and say, "Wait, what are you doing here? I just saw you at. Don't you work at Best Buy?" I go, "No." I think I've told y'all this before. I said no, and I thought it was just a one-off thing. So, because I had never thought anybody looked like me ever, right? So I shit you not. So after a while working at Walgreens for like 2 years, I used to have people come in and go, "What are you doing here? I just saw you like a split second ago at Best Buy." I said, "No." I said, "I've been here all night. You did not see me." Like, and I remember, okay, and I thought that was like a couple, like two incidents, right? Then one day I walk into Target in Canton, Georgia. I come out and the police stops me as I'm walking out of the Starbucks in Target in Canton, Georgia. I'll never forget it. And he goes, "We've been getting reports." What did he say? Police literally stopped me, not in the car, but as I'm walking back to my car. He said, He said, "Are you going around?" Or no, how did he say it? He said, "Are you going around in there asking people for stuff?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm just getting my Starbucks," and I held my Starbucks drink up, right? He goes, "Well," he says, "We had a report." And he said, "The same description as you." He said, "The same description as you was going around like asking people in the parking lot for stuff." I said, "No." I said, "I stop here every day to get my Starbucks." I said, "I like this Starbucks. I come to it." It's what like it was inside of a Target. It was a Starbucks inside of a Target. I stopped going there after that. I'm like, that's kind of like I didn't like that. And in my hometown, people used to swear up and down they saw me at Best Buy Because like I said, I thought it was just a one-time thing. Then I would get, and then I'd be at work and they'd come in and go, wait, how'd you get here so fast? Or they'd be like, wait, weren't you just at Best Buy? I'm like, no, I was not. So I used to have there was a doppelganger. I don't know how he looks now. I ain't never met him. But back in the day, people used to like swear up and down that I was working at Best Buy and Walgreens all at the same time. So that's the only like incident of a doppelganger or somebody that looks. I wish I could have met the person. I had never met the guy. Never. I don't know. I don't even know if it's the same guy that worked at Best Buy that was going around asking people in Target for change and stuff. I'm like, I was so mad about that police incident. They literally stopped me as I'm walking out of Target where the Starbucks is, and says, he says, were you going around asking people? I said, no. I said, that's not me. I said, I just stopped, and I showed him my Starbucks. So I said, I came here for the Starbucks. He says, are you sure that's not you? He said, you're wearing the same thing he is and all this stuff, curly hair. He said, that's right. He said, curly hair, and you have the same shirt on or the same colored shirt. I said, no. I said, that's not me. I said, I just got here. So, but I never met the person, never did. Oh, really, DJ? So, yeah. So I have a doppelganger out there. I wonder if people now think, hey, Tyler's Tarot, if you taking credit for Tyler's Tarot, you little bastard, if I ever find you, I'm gonna have to pop up where you at and fuck you up, ho. Really, I'm gonna have to fuck. If you going around saying, and people come up to you and say, Tyler, what are you doing? Tyler, I thought you lived in Vegas, Tyler. And bitch, you better not be trying to take my name, ho. Just saying. That same person, you better not be, ho. Hell, well, you know what? You probably won't have the chance to do that. As much as you was out there panhandling and stuff, you probably have a legal past, and you probably wouldn't, you ain't probably out of jail enough to probably get recognized. So whoever they, I don't know I wish I could have met that guy. I would love to know who they thought I was. So that's the way I put it. You better not be taking claim for Tyler's Tarot, though, or I'm going to have to pop up where you at. If I find out somebody pops up my email and going, Tyler, how'd you get back to Vegas so fast? I just saw you in Georgia. Then we know I'm going to have to come and find you and go off. So if somebody pops up in my shit and they say, Tyler, how'd you get to Vegas so fast? I just saw you in Georgia like 2 hours ago. How'd you get back? Then we're going to have to go off. So this fasting sucks, but I'm sticking to it. It don't suck. Let me rephrase that. It don't suck. It only sucks when you have a little bit of a hunger pain. But then when you get your mind off of it, you get back to normal. Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 9:56 p.m.
So if it's 10, my fasting is over at 5. So I have 7 hours left before I can have something to eat. So that's not bad. Okay. I've been fasting since 12 p.m. today. So I've been fasting now for... Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 9:56 p.m.
I have it right here. I don't know why I just didn't look at the remote. But I've been fasting for 9 hours and 56 minutes. And so I have till 5 p.m. to go my time. And then I can eat again because I'm on the 16, 17 hour fast. So... I thought you said during my eating hours I stopped sucking. I'm like, what? You said during my eating hours it stopped sucking, right? I love that you can eat what you want. It's not that you can overly gorge on food, but I love the fact that this doesn't count on what you eat. It counts on when you eat. So I love that. That's why I love this more than any. And like I've noticed some differences. Like if the scale is a lot lighter, I'm like, ooh, yeah. It's not that the extra hour makes a difference. I just do it because it makes me feel better. Actually my fast have become 17 hours because I usually don't eat. I stop eating at 12 p.m. and then I won't eat the next day until 5 a.m. or when I wake up. There's been times I didn't wake up in time and I literally went over and I was like an 18, 19 hour fast just because I stayed asleep a little bit longer. But my schedule's where I wake up around 5 a.m. and usually I'll just go get something to eat. I'll go get me something I really like to eat. So, and then usually I eat around 5 a.m. and then I'll be hungry around maybe 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. and I'll go get me like a very light lunch. And then at 12, I go right back into the same schedule. So, and believe me, y'all, it works. You may not see my results yet, but if I keep this up, y'all start seeing results when I come on live. Y'all start seeing it. Like I've lost on the scale. I've lost. I ain't gonna say what I was, but I from now I started like maybe over 2 weeks ago, and I'm already down like 5 6 pounds, which is not a lot. It's not noticeable weight, but it's just enough to let you know. Okay, it's definitely working. It's definitely working. So I've had a few people that have popped up and haven't watched me in a long time, right? And like the other day, like a bunch of people said, "Ty, I ain't watched you in so long, but you've lost weight." They're like, "I ain't seen you in a couple months. I just like decided to click on your video. You've lost weight." I've seen that a lot. And so even Karen the other day, Karen from Enchanted Cottage, she said, "Todd, I'm starting to see your weight loss in your face." So, and you can kind of see my little bit of my bone structure starting to come back. So, well, thank you for noticing. I appreciate it. I'm very disciplined. When I get this, when I stick to something, I stick to it. I've been sticking to this fast for over 2 weeks. I think it said when I checked my Zero app, I think 16 days, 16, 17 days, which I haven't had a lot of progress, but 5 pounds down is a pretty good for just that small amount of time. I'd still be 5 pounds heavier if I had not started it. So hell, 5 pounds is good to me. I'll be back on those roller coasters in no time. So I'll be back on them hoes. Um, Once you get used to it, it's hard to get back out of the habit. Like I'm telling you, fasting is not hard like you think. I know you're looking at this going, that sounds hard to do. Once you get into the like grind of it and you start noticing the results, you go, I ain't going back to that shit. I'm gonna stick with this because you get so used to it. Your body, I think fasting, weight loss is great, but it's kind of made my mental a lot better. You don't realize you don't realize how much food your body doesn't need until you actually start doing it. You'll think you got to survive on that small amount of food and then have to go 17 hours, 16 hours without eating, right? Let me tell you, when you get into the groove of it, you start realizing, damn, like you don't really need that much food in your body for you to feel functioning. Like I don't feel I feel this I feel more energy actually. Like I thought that I was like the first few days energy was kind of bad. It took me a second to get accustomed to it. But let me tell you, I would say after like the fourth or fifth day, you get so used to it and it's like it becomes second nature and you won't have those like crazy hunger pains. Like only reason I was hungry just then because I had saw a commercial when we was watching that celebrity ghost stories, that commercial for Wendy's. The only thing that really triggers me is when I see a food ad. So I try to stay off Facebook 'cause, how Facebook always advertises food ads and stuff like that, right? um like let me tell you, it's like second nature. You get so used to it to the point where you don't even like crave anything. Like I don't sit here all day during my fasting hours, my 16, 17 hour fast going, oh, I'm hungry, please hurry up, I'm hungry. I don't do that. Like only thing that triggers me is when I see foods for ads, or if you have family that likes to eat and they're like sitting there eating in front of you, that's going to be hard for you to do. But I don't I'm alone 24/7, so that's no problem for me. So, and you realize how much food your body doesn't need when you fast. Like you really don't need that much food, and it's healthy. So, and you know what the beauty of fasting is? When your fasting hours are over and it's time to eat, you can eat what you want. Now, I'm not saying go and overly gorge on food or go out like just go crazy, but you don't have to like sit there and go, well, that's low this, high in that. No, you can eat like normally, but you don't overeat. But you can eat things you may desire, like actually stuff that you may desire. You know, and I've learned that by experience. With that 5 pounds falling off, I haven't changed my eating habits that much. I just changed when I eat, and I still lost 5 pounds with still eating French fries and everything. So I'm sure if I ate healthier stuff, the weight would fall off faster. But I'm still staying within a calorie. I'm actually eating what 1,800 calories a day, 1,900 calories a day. And I'm a big boy. I need food. All right, just go along with it. So, but you can. That's the beauty of it. You can eat what you want and not have to sit there and go, well, let me have something that's high in protein, low in calories, all this stuff. You can pretty much like have what you like within moderation. So Well, I hate to hear that. Oh yeah, I remember mentioning the robbing message. I remember that. But I hate to hear that. And let me tell you, it's getting to a point where I've gotten so accustomed to the 17-hour fast or 16. I'll say 16, 17 hour. You know what I mean? Uh, Typically it's 17 hours. I wait till 5 a.m. to eat. So which that would make it 12 plus 5 is 17. So 17 hours. I usually don't like go out and get something to eat till like 5 a.m., right? Um, what I've noticed is like I'm getting so used to the 17-hour fast that I'm like, I'm gonna have to start doing the 20-hour fast with a 4 hour eating window. I may switch from the 16/8 to the 24. So the 20-hour fast with a 4 hour eating window. I may switch to that because I'm like, okay, I've already mastered the whole 16-hour fast and 18-hour window. I'm gonna switch to the 28. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna just jump into it. I'm gonna give about another week or two of the 16/8, and then I'm gonna switch to the 24. So I've had people tell me, Tyler, you've inspired me to fast. I'm on my second, third day, or whatever they say. I'm like, damn, I have that much of a influence on y'all, where you start fasting because I am. That's neat. I never had influence before. So, all right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna get off of here. I've been on here for like 3 hours. I know this live is not 3 hours, but I did 3 different lives because of all the copyright things. But I'm gonna let y'all go, and I'm gonna talk to y'all later. All right, bye, y'all.